Okay, micro study 9, we're back to chord shapes part 5, and we're starting with that F sharp 7 chord. And then we're into the last couple of chords of the piece. So again, it's good barre technique. First finger stays stable while the other fingers change around it. So from the F sharp 7 chord, you're into this chord shape here, which is the same as what happened here at the A minor chord. Except this time it's F sharp 7. So 1 and 3 stay the same, stay down. 2 and 4 pop on, 2 there, 4 underneath. And then from here, these 3 fingers are going to stay in that shape with the spacing, and then they're just going to move down 1 string into the C diminished chord with a F sharp in the bass, or F sharp diminished, it doesn't really matter, it's a symmetrical chord. And then from here, your first finger is just going to slide all the way up as an entire bar if you can, or even as a sort of a hinge bar so that you don't squeak too much. Down, B7, chord 5 of the piece. 5, 1. Okay, so let's just take a look at those again. F sharp 7 chord. Alright, and then we're into the next section. So the only thing again is just laser ahead with your eyes and try not to squeak too much. There's no getting away from it. You probably are going to squeak a little bit. Just, don't worry about it. But just try and lift your finger up at the top, a little bit of space here, and in. Right, let's look at the next micro study. Alright, I haven't put this in the study, but obviously the last couple of chords for the piece, after you've done the B7, E minor, C7, E minor, and then into the harmonics. The key to getting this change is to either leave your second finger down or your second and first finger down, and then just literally put 3 and 4 up. Because of the right hand pattern, you want to keep an eye on the right hand pattern a little more than you maybe should do. Try and make your left hand as easy as possible. Right, let's take a look at those harmonics. Right, so micro study 10 is the harmonics. So we're starting from the open B, from where you were doing the pattern. So here we go. Okay, and I have notated it with a triplet for one very simple reason: get that feeling straight in, straight away. In the original, Villa-Lobos puts a triplet, so you go from 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, da, and you're into a triplet, okay? 1 eander, 2 eander, triplet, da. He's done that on purpose to kind of rhythmically pull the brakes back on the piece, okay? So don't play it straight, it should feel triplet-y, if that's a word. Alright, so let's just step through those harmonics nice and slowly. So first harmonic, 3rd string, 12th fret, 5th string, 7th fret, 12th fret again, 2nd string, 12th fret again, 3rd string, 12th fret again, 1st string, 12th fret again, 2nd string, and then 5th fret, 3rd, back to 12, 1st, and then 5th fret, 2nd, 3rd, 1. So and again, if I do this in time now, so triplet on the end. Alright, make sure that you get that triplet on the end. So the main thing is to just practice this. Laser ahead. And into your harmonic section. So again, I'm lasering ahead as soon as I know I need to get here, and I'm in. That is key to that section. Let's look at the last couple of chords, and then we're done. Okay, micro study 11, final 2 chords. So the first one is an A chord, and into an E chord. Obviously up here at 10 and 11. Now, there's 2 ways of playing this. Obviously, you want to get your hands for those 3. This could be a harmonic. And that can be a harmonic. harmonic as well, or it could be a combination, which is what I prefer to do. Because I can get a little bit of vibrato in there, and then into a harmonic. And then it'll ring over. Whichever way you do it, it's your call. It's beautiful either way. I just prefer the sound of the harmonic. The chords, Villa-Lobos has notated them in a particular way, so have a look at the score. They need to be fast, maybe slowed and pulled out, but they still need to be strummed in a particular way, so take a look at that. And that's it, we're pretty much done. There's one other micro-study to take a look at, and that is just how to practice the shifts to get them agile and fast. Do this slowly, and like I said at the top, if you don't want to watch to the end of this, obviously if you have, yay, thank you, I appreciate it. But the main thing is to separate your hands. Chords separate from pattern, and then put it together. And then after that, it's just making sure that the left-hand fingers are correct for shifts and guides and that sort of thing. Alright, micro study 12. This is like the last little bonus section on the study guide. This micro study is really just about practicing changes. So when I pull this piece back out of my rep pile that's been resting, first thing I do, apart from practicing the right hand pattern, is to practice the changes. So it's like this. You're just going to go down the pattern, but then you're going to do it in a specific way by taking a string out. So the first time, all 6 strings. The second time, 5 strings, and then 4. Now with the changes that you want. So the first change I always practice is change 1 to 2, because that's the top of the piece. I need to make sure that that's secure. So that's in. I'm happy with that. Next change I practice is generally this change. Little tip I'll give you, I haven't filmed at this time because I've already done this. So I did this for an article for Classical Guitar magazine, and the other thing that I do that I practice all the time is I'll stick a metronome on, and then I will do open strings only with accents. So I'm going to show it to you quickly, so just play it loud, and then I am going to drop the volume on the strings or the fingers that I don't need, and starting at the top of the guitar, accent, those strings as required, to make sure that I've got right hand fine control. So here it is, full volume. I will cycle through that a couple of times just to make sure that I've got, because sometimes I get stuck on this one here, the D string, because that's actually quite a tough one. Now in the piece, Villa-Lobos, it's not stated, but you should probably be accenting the B string. It's not stated, but it's one of those things, but I actually like to do different accents in different sections. So from this section here, I will accent the 4th and 5th strings along with the B string as we move down, and then once we get here, I like to just play with that E. To really give it kind of some crunch as we go in there. Rightio, let's just take a look at one last final musical tip, as it were. Right, last thing to kind of say musically about this piece is it is a repeating section. You will always get 2 bars of E to 2 bars of the next chord, whatever it may be. So with that in mind, Musically, I would suggest you echo the second bar or do something different with it. Don't just play this. It's very boring and it doesn't kind of give any life to the piece. Echo it. There's that echo, or there's this. Or there's even a volume echo. Which is actually a slightly easier echo to do than, say, Ponticello to normal or normal. You could even choice as yours. There is a myriad of different ways of doing that. All of them personal to you, so make it personal, make it enjoyable, but don't just play it straight. And again, like I said from the last tip, put some accents in. You can really make that swing, especially here. That's the last musical tip for the Villa-Lobos thing. The other thing to say is, if you're still struggling with this, please take a look at the video I did on Leo Brouwer's Etude number 6, which is this one. Alright, because that one is very similar in nature to Villa-Lobos, just slightly easier. Again, continuous right hand pattern, but the chords and the left hand demands are significantly less, and so it's an entry piece into the Villa-Lobos. So if you're still finding Villa-Lobos tough, dive into Leo Brouwer, get your Leo Brouwer up and running, and then come back to Villa-Lobos. The two of them are kind of intermarried. I look at them the same way, just one ever so slightly stepped technically below the other, but will help you ramp up into the Villa-Lobos. Alrighty, that's this lesson over and done with. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Hopefully it proved valuable and insightful. If it did, hit the like button, it always helps. If you want to ask questions, leave a comment below, or failing that, get onto classicalguitarrocks.com, link now, somewhere, and sign up, and you can get my email, and I'll quite happily answer any questions. Have a good day. Thank you.